Well, all right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to what do we call it? The World's on Fire live stream. This is Lopan Yudron, and I'm coming at you from Oakland, California, our little home temple, Ngakchang Gatsel. We're part of the Mayam Mountain Foundation. You can look us up on the internet, mayammountain.net, MIYUM. Welcome, hello, and today we're going to do something a little different, quite different than usual. I signed myself up to talk about Guru Rinpoche Padmasambhava, which is a very, I guess, serious topic. A big topic in my lineage of Buddhism, Tibetan Buddhism, called the Nyingma lineage. Guru Rinpoche is the epitome of all the teachings and everything in the Nyingma lineage. It's based on the story of Guru Rinpoche Padmasambhava, his arrival in Tibet, as a reality and a metaphor. And so I had a big agenda this week that I was going to, do all the usual stuff I do and going overboard on research. Not like I haven't read many books on Guru Rinpoche and Padmasambhava, also known as, and practiced Padmasambhava for decades, but I always feel like I have to do it up really nicely in a bow in a very traditional manner, because there definitely are people who've never heard of Guru Rinpoche or have heard of him and don't know the traditional story on that. But I decided today to depart from that, and because for whatever reason, it seems like a day to talk about what Guru Rinpoche symbolizes. It symbolizes as too dry a word. How we bring the Guru Rinpoche experience into our lives. We're Americans, most of us. Hello to Nepal, if you're there. I've noticed that I have a significant number of people, to my surprise, in my statistics, watching from Nepal. So hello. I don't know if you're Nepali, Tibetan, or Westerners who are living in Nepal, but greetings. But anyway, as somebody who's broadcasting from the U.S., California, I think it's really important to talk about, Guru Rinpoche, this great historic figure who stabilized Tibetan Buddhism in Tibet, Vajrayana Buddhism in Tibet, when others had tried and failed and faced a lot of opposition. This great figure came and really allowed the foundation to be laid. So it's a tremendous unfolding and effulgence of beautiful Buddhism of all kinds in the snowy land of Tibet. But how do we connect with this? And instead of being normal, I'm going to go into some things that I've written in retreat over the years. I've done a lot of retreat, for better or worse, and in the Tibetan Buddhist tradition. And sometimes I'd just be writing stuff, whatever came to mind, and this kind of poetic relationship with Guru Rinpoche would come forth without me editing it. So sometimes it may seem a little crazy. And so if you're watching from Nepal and thinking, in order to see who is this crazy white woman, you're going to be very satisfied today. So I thought I didn't even make the effort of putting them in an order, but I thought I would just do some reading from that and let it unfold. If it either touches you or it doesn't touch you, let me know in the comments. Or if you've had any experience with how you connect with Guru Rinpoche, whether you're from the West or from the East, what's the real experience of Guru Rinpoche like for you? I would love it if you throw it in the comment box. So, Padmasambhava is one of the manifestations of Guru Rinpoche. Guru Rinpoche literally, means like the teacher, the precious teacher. And so it's Guru Rinpoche, the historical figure, has been imbued with being our archetype, for lack of a better word, of the perfect teacher who knew every aspect of Buddhism. He was a perfect monk. He was a perfect tantric siddha. He was a perfect scholar. He was lived for centuries and centuries, an undying principle of awakening. And all of our teachers are then Guru Rinpoche to us. And well, hello, Tenzin Punsok from Canberra. I'm going to bring his up there. Hey there, Tenzin La. Nice to see you again. So I'm just going to let her rip today and see what comes out of my mouth. This will be interesting. I did take a previous look to make sure there wasn't any profanity in there or anything. Yeah, just kidding. All right. Here's something I wrote. Kind of wrote. I mean, just whatever came out of my pen or my computer keyboard in the probably a decade ago. I don't know when. It's called The Vision of Padmasambhava. That Padmasambhava means the lotus one, lotus born. Vision of Padmasambhava is necessary in the world today. Guru Rinpoche is a lotus-born master, Padmasambhava. Don't let him go. Hold on to him. He embodies the principle of kingliness and compassion. This is the core element. Guru Rinpoche is compassionate Chenrezig, Avalokiteshvara, appearing in this degenerate age to help sentient beings. He is all-knowing and can illuminate worlds. This is not like Shiva or Vishnu, for he is not perceived as a god with arms and legs, but the principle of enlightenment being carried forward in the modern world as a leader or guide for sentient beings. Being born in a body of light means he is free from constraints of becoming or non-becoming. He is a classic Buddha with all the characteristics that go along with that. Immeasurable, indestructible, and so forth. What this means to Americans in the 21st century is that our inner capacity for enlightenment is immaterial and resistant to forces of greed and lust, nor is it averse to any sentient being. It is wakeful and constant. It's practical, something that may call upon in times of need. And it is also beyond that. So force yourself to look at Guru Rinpoche and gaze into his eyes. There isn't any optical nerve or brainstem there. And behind the eyes, so there's no organelles or mitochondria. He is resplendent, yet immaterial, made of light, as they say. A disturbing concept to people who think too much. Real, yet imaginary. Faithful, yet impartial. It is the principle of universal love that includes everyone in its breadth. Sing to him about this daily and you will understand. The verse is known as Hung Shengshik Pema, we'll get to that, contain everything you need to know and so much more. If the lotus born awakens in you, you see the world through his eyes, through new eyes. The trajectory of your life changes and you're catapulted into a new home of the infinite purity of existence. The main practice in this sync is the ever-luminous traveler, the right-headed awakened one. He is blue with 2 hands and 2 eyes. I don't know. Revere him because he was a holder of awareness. Guru Rinpoche is in your heart for all to know. Wrap your arms around yourself to know his mind and remember your own awakened state. It is ever pure awakening, every moment fresh and unspoiled. Guru Rinpoche is the center of your story. Relating to our spiritual mentors. The relationship with a spiritual guide is like drinking nectar from a jar. The first taste feels incredibly sweet. The second taste is wonderful, the solution to all your problems. But on the third sip, You begin to notice you are uneasy with the situation. It might be too sweet, or perhaps your gallbladder is acting up. That is the time to do the following meditation. In the center of your circle of your body sits the skull garlanded adept, Pema Tuting cell. You can visualize whatever form of Rinpoche you like. He is the king of all spiritual teachers, the ornament of the crown of enlightenment itself, none surpassing. We watch him in the heart. He sits quietly, waiting for questions. You approach and ask your question. First, notice what your question is. Are you concerned with mundane or worldly affairs? If so, this is not the right question for Pema Tuting. Ask your innermost heart question to him, the one concerning the path to enlightenment. Watch his eyes light up as he receives a question he wanted to hear. Sit with this for a moment. So let's do that. Guru Rinpoche is in our heart. We find that whatever question we have about awakening, practice, or enlightenment, and we ask it. So you can silently or out loud ask that question to Guru Rinpoche in your heart. His eyes light up as he receives the question because he wanted to hear that question. Now sit with this for a moment. Notice what you feel in your body. Rest right in that without concepts. Guru Rinpoche considers your question and answers you lovingly. What would he say? In that moment, you feel completely heard and understood. He does not want anything from you. He only wants to give you the complete love and support, and nothing in return. But he sits still, not moving at all from his beautiful, seated posture, perfectly poised. You remain seated as well, still and composed. Sit for 1 minute. Notice the feeling of receiving in silence. Let's do that. Who is this Toteng So? He is your wisdom mind, the knowingness that is perpetually present, the silent guide you can always rely on. Under the chasm of your heart is the blessing place that emanates love and compassion like a fire hose. The only place that does this is located there. It's a physical thing. The heart is a gateway to love, as is said. But when we open, we find ourselves in a dilemma. At first, the space we need to fill with love seems immense, as if there's no place to put our love down. The love becomes like lead and sinks down in the room, lacking the buoyancy to connect with people the way it should. This is a problem with our energy. Our energy is poisoned with self-grasping. It is contaminated love. The love we want is an ever-present island of peace and contentment. With what it is that radiates a feeling of unimpeachability. Favoritism is not allowed. You can contrive this, but the approach is not completely effective. You must find a place of uncontrived love in your heart for the whole package to be effective. Uncontrived love is possible. It lives in your heart and it escapes from there every once in a while. It is paramount that you let it be known in the most subtle and painless way possible. Like opening a gate and allowing others to enter rather than foisting it upon them, aggressively and with conditions. The gate opens in the morning and goes to sleep at night. This is the reason for the visualization of Guru Padma in the heart. He opens the gate for you. He is a source of all wisdom and understanding. Guru Padma, Pema, is the Buddha for our time. He is wisdom. We all have this. His mission was to meet the state of undying presence, a never-ending awake quality. He achieved that goal. He is here with you now. Tap into Guru Rinpoche in the heart when you start your meditation. He is indispensable. When he rises to the crown of the head, it's not like he's leaving you. He's always in the heart. The visualization above the head is because we need to feel there's something above our heads to grasp onto, a guide, but really he is in our hearts. Guru Padma has a certain electricity. Everyone feels it. The electrical force is present within you, the electricity of all four elements plus space. The conduit of electricity is the nerves and channels that permeate our body. There is one set that is enlightened and one set that is unenlightened, so choose well. The force of his love is neutral and natural. When you die, the Guru in your heart exits through the crown of your skull. This is Guru Rinpoche's exit strategy. But really, he is not going anywhere. The top of the head is a metaphor for the peak of enlightenment, the pinnacle of our many lives. There is no departing for somewhere else. So starting out in the morning, let him arise and perch there on the head. Pretend this is your teacher, not you for a moment. Pretend he is more wonderful than you are. The best in the world today. Your teacher is the most kind. Because he or she is precious to us, because we value him or her, we see the teacher as Guru Rinpoche, Padmasambhava. This principle is unparalleled in the world. The Padma principle has led countless beings to enlightenment, and we should let it lead us there too. Loosen up the bonds of uptightness and let him guide you. It won't hurt any. He is present in the world today. You are his vehicle. That is a fact. Don't deny it with nihilistic nonsense. So this is what I have to say for today. Let Guru Rinpoche be your guide and understand he is wholly present within your heart. It's one of many things that kind of blossomed for me at some time and that I found on my hard drive. One time in my many unfinished books, on my unfinished book collection, I have one on Guru Rinpoche, the Guru Rinpoche principle, I would say. So what we're going to do now is read in that special thing, or maybe unspecial and unholy, who knows. It was mentioned the Hung Zhengshik Pema, which is a prayer to Guru Rinpoche, written by, I guess it would be said to be written by Guru Rinpoche. One of the 7 treasures, not the 7 treasuries of Longchenpa, which are books, but 7 prayers to Guru Rinpoche. I think Yudron is the name. And it's the one was assigned, it's always done in the morning. And when I was in 3-year retreat, as everybody else who was in 3-year retreat, every morning we sang this as soon as we got up. And you sing a certain melody, and you play a little hand drum and a bell, and invite Guru Rinpoche. So I don't see this actually done very much outside of retreat, but when I just read through it again, which I haven't done it in quite a while, it wasn't that long. So let's, we do it before Nundro. I'm going to drag it in here and see if it, oh my gosh, it did work. Maybe if I push it to the side, you can kind of, I can scoot this way, you can see it. All right, so I'm going to, for me, I have to fiddle around with things just a little bit so I can read it, because I am aging. Whoopsie. And it is quite small on my screen. Okay. Well, you can read for yourselves. You're not, I know you can read. So there's also a magnificent dance, which you may be able to find on YouTube, of the children at the Lotus School in Delhi, New York, who, those who were then children, they are now adults, who did a dance that Dungse Tili Norbamshe choreographed to this very song. Hong, why don't you read it along with me? We can call out to Guru Rinpoche together, at least mentally, if you have people around. Okay? Hong, arise, lotus form, with your hosts of Dakinis, joyful Buddhas of the 10 directions, and 3 times think of me. Great noble one, lotus skull garland adept, Pema Tuteng Sao. Come here from the abode of awareness holding Dakinis. Your beautiful hair swept up in a crown. Your many precious ornaments jingle. Your human bones, charnel ground ornaments clatter. Sound and music thunders. Assemblies of deities resound with Hong. Dakinis of the 5 classes swirl in a dance. Great gings stamp the warrior dance. Mamos and Dakinis gather like clouds. Hope you can see the whole thing on that page. If not, I'll read on. Protectors, the 8 classes of active spirits race about. Their 1,000 armors clatter. To the right, male tantric deities appear. To the left, female tantric deities. Fluttering silks fill the entire horizon. Delicious fragrance of incense wafts. The Dakini's secret symbolic language resonates. The great warrior ging's songs of power roar. Many melodies of Hong rumble. The wrathful symbolic sound pet. I'm sure we've run off that page by now. Let's see if it turns for us. Nope. It's, there's a problem. I don't know how to turn to page 2. I didn't make a rolling thing of that. Okay, we'll get another Yudron moment. Okay, I'll just read on in English. The wrathful symbolic sound pet pierces the din. Look compassionately upon all sentient beings and me. And come here, I pray. Once your compassionate intent leads you here, for us all, until we reach awakening, please subdue what impedes, misleads, or obstructs us, and grant us ordinary and supreme accomplishments. Free us from the sea of samsara's suffering, I pray. Sorry, we blew the visual aid here, but you got the first page anyway. Okay. Alrighty. So that's the Pema Zhengshik. And you probably can find it on somewhere like Lutsawa House, where they have thousands of wonderful translations. Lutsawahouse.org, I believe. LOTSAWA House. Lutsawa means translator. So it's 6:26. Would you? So I've kind of done an unusual thing for me and shared some of my own writing, and not even controlled writing, but wild writing, and not even all of it. Do you want to share anything about your experiences with Guru Rinpoche? I know there's at least 3 people here who've been saying prayers to Guru Rinpoche, such as the famous 7-line prayer for years. And how did he answer when you prayed to him and said, "Come here, please. I need you. Please bestow your cities"? Well, at any time you can look in your heart, and there he is, so you can ask, "What's your message to me today, Guru Rinpoche? How can I increase my practice, the potency of my practice today to bring me closer to enlightenment?" Yeah, one great Lama once said, every year your practice should be better than the year before. And every month your practice should be better than the month before. And every week your practice should be better than the week before. And yes, every day your practice should be better than the day before. And I don't know what better entails, but the fundamental point of Dharma is to release this centrality of self, this really strong grip on a storyline, as Pema Chödrön would say, that is about me and mine. I'm having such a hard time. I'm so happy, and I need this, I want that, and all this kind of garbage talk, and just find your empty nature, luminous empty nature, and externally, you talk about mandalas in the tantric systems, and this has come into the English language, right? But the point of mandala is that you are at the center of your own sacred circle. And when you look back, there isn't any you there. There isn't any Yudron there. There isn't any Rob or Lori or Tenzin. In fact, it's just translucent presence. And then when you look out, you can see everything. It's all there. It's never not going to go away. But you're not imbuing it with identity, everything you see. It's as though you're looking right through everything. It's apparent yet non-existent. And in that, we all lighten up. We come step by step closer to the inner and outer understanding of the empty nature of everything. Then we're totally freed. And this is the message of Guru Rinpoche, Padmasambhava, and the Buddha, and so on. So let's bring up a little note here from Lori. Guru Rinpoche feels presence, but I've never asked a question. Well, they don't teach us to ask a question. But, I've heard at least one Lama tell me he did have a practice of asking questions. What he would do, I'm not going to name the Lama because it was told to me in a private setting, but if he didn't know the answer to a question, he would merge his mind. He would visualize his Lama, and the way we do this to view our Lama purely is, our teacher, is to visualize them as Guru Rinpoche. In this Nyingma tradition, we use Guru Rinpoche as the quintessential, Lama, quintessential guru, right? You immerse, you visualize your Lama that way. And then you merge your mind. There's no liturgy to this. You merge your mind with that, and without thinking too much about it. Just do it. And you rest there. And then you ask that question. You just leave it there. And then it's not necessary that you're going to have an audio hallucination of Guru Rinpoche telling you something. But what I do is then look for an answer in the next period of time. Sometimes it'll come right away. Just as you go ahead, you end your meditation session nicely, dedicate merit, and then you go about your day and some answer will pop up. I can tell you a story next week about one that happened to me recently like that. This kind of synchronicity we rely on as Vajrayana practitioners. Okay? Hey, it's great to see you guys. And for all you guys who aren't here live and watching later, feel free to leave comments in the box below. And I'll see you guys next week. You have a wonderful week now, okay? Everybody stay well. We got to make it through till we get our vaccines. All right. Bye now.